In this lesson, we are going to crack one of the most subtle problems in capital budgeting: how to compare two investment projects that have different lifespans. You will see why a naive NPV comparison can mislead you completely, and why the correct method requires extending the analysis to infinite repetition. This problem shows up constantly in corporate finance, real estate, machinery replacement, and infrastructure decisions. By the end of this lesson, you will have a clean, repeatable way to handle it. Let's begin with a concrete example. We have two projects competing for the same budget. Project A runs for 3 years. The initial investment is zero. The project starts paying immediately. The cash flows are: year 1, 400 shekels. Year 2, 500 shekels. Year 3, 600 shekels. Then the project ends. Project B runs for only 2 years. Cash flows: year 1, 700 shekels. Year 2, 700 shekels. Then it ends. Both projects are funded at a discount rate of 10% per year. The question we want to answer is, which project should the company choose? Let's start with the standard textbook tool, the net present value, or NPV. NPV takes all future cash flows, discounts each one back to today, and sums them. For project A at a 10% discount rate, the NPV works out to 227.65 shekels. For project B at the same 10% rate, the NPV is 214.88 shekels. So on the surface, project A wins. Higher NPV is better. End of story, right? But before we close the book, let's also compute the IRR, the internal rate of return, which tells us the discount rate at which each project's NPV would equal zero. Project A's IRR is roughly 22%. Project B's IRR is about 26%. By IRR, Project B looks more attractive. By NPV at 10%, Project A is better. The two criteria disagree. This is the classic NPV versus IRR conflict that you will see in every corporate finance textbook. Most of the time, NPV wins this conflict. NPV measures actual dollar value created. IRR can be misleading because it implicitly assumes you can reinvest the project's cash flows at the IRR itself, which is often unrealistic. So for a one-off comparison, the right answer is choose Project A. But here is the catch that this lesson is really about. The comparison so far assumes you do each project once. If you do Project A, you have nothing happening from year 4 onward. If you do Project B, you have nothing happening from year 3 onward. Are you really comparing apples to apples? No. You are comparing a 3-year stream of cash flows to a 2-year stream of cash flows. The longer project has more time to accumulate value. The shorter project gives money back faster, leaving you with cash to reinvest in something else. That is exactly the gap that simple NPV ignores. Now imagine a real situation. Suppose this is a machinery replacement decision. You buy a machine, it lasts a few years, then it wears out and you buy another. Or it is a real estate development: build, lease, demolish, rebuild. Or even something simpler, a lease that auto-renews. Now the comparison changes fundamentally. If both projects can be repeated indefinitely, you should compare them on a like-for-like infinite basis. This is where the perpetuity formula enters. Recall the standard formula for the present value of a perpetuity, an infinite series of equal payments. PV equals PMT divided by R. That is the basic tool. We are going to use a slight extension of it for our case. Here is the elegant insight. If Project A pays a 3-year cash flow stream whose NPV is 227.65 today, and the project can be relaunched every 3 years forever, then we have an infinite chain of 3-year blocks, each worth 227.65 today, repeated every 3 years. The present value of that entire infinite chain is given by treating 227.65 as a perpetuity-style payment that occurs every 3 years. The formula is chain NPV equals 227.65 divided by the quantity 1 minus 1.1 raised to the negative 3. Working it out, 1.1 to the negative 3 is approximately 0.7513. So 1 minus 0.7513 equals 0.2487. And 227.65 divided by 0.2487 equals approximately 915 shekels. That is the present value of doing project A over and over again forever. Now do the same calculation for project B. Its 2-year NPV is 214.88, and the cycle repeats every 2 years. Chain NPV equals 214.88 divided by the quantity 1 minus 1.1, raised to the negative 2. 1.1 to the negative 2 is about 0.8264. So 1 minus 0.8264 equals 0.1736. Divide 214.88 over 0.1736 equals approximately 1,238 shekels. That is the present value of doing project B over and over again forever. Look at what just happened. On a single cycle NPV basis, project A 1, 227.65 to 214.88. But on an infinite chain basis, project B wins decisively, 1,238 to 915. Why? Because project B recovers its money faster. Every 2 years, it generates a new burst of cash, and that cash compounds back into the next cycle. Project A only generates cash every 3 years. Over infinite time, the faster cycle dominates. This is a stunning reversal. The same 2 projects, the same numbers, the same discount rate, but a different question gives a different answer. If you can only do the project once, choose A. If you will repeat the choice forever, choose B. The mathematics is identical. Only the framing differs. There is an even cleaner way to express the same idea, called the equivalent annual annuity, or EAA. The EAA converts each project's NPV into a single annual equivalent, the constant annual cash flow that would have the same present value, spread over the project's life. For project A, EAA equals NPV divided by the annuity factor for 3 years at 10%. The 3-year annuity factor at 10% is approximately 2.487. So project A's EAA is 227.65 divided by 2.487, which is about 91.5 shekels per year. For project B, the 2-year annuity factor at 10% is about 1.736. So project B's EAA is 214.88 divided by 1.736, which is about 123.8 shekels per year. Same conclusion, B wins on an annual equivalent basis. The EAA and the infinite chain NPV always agree because they are 2 different ways to express the same concept. The general rule for projects of different lifespans is this. First, compute the NPV of each project for 1 cycle, using the standard discounting formula. Second, if the projects will be repeated, convert each NPV to either a chain NPV or an EAA. Third, compare the chain NPV or EAA across projects. The one with the higher chain NPV, equivalently, the higher EAA, is the one to choose. Single cycle NPV is only valid when the projects are genuinely one-off and you have nothing else to do with your capital afterward. Let me show you the chain formula one more time so it is completely clear. Chain NPV equals the single cycle NPV divided by the quantity 1 minus 1 plus R, raised to the negative n, where n is the length of 1 cycle and R is the per period discount rate. Let's run another quick example. Imagine a project that renews every 4 years. Its single cycle NPV is 300 shekels. The discount rate is 5% per year. The chain NPV equals 300 divided by the quantity 1 minus 1.05 to the negative 4. 1.05 to the negative 4 is about 0.8227. So 1 minus 0.8227 equals 0.1773. And 300 divided by 0.1773 equals roughly 1,692 shekels. That is the value of doing this 4-year project over and over again forever. The formula scales to any cycle length and any discount rate. There are also some real-world refinements worth knowing. First, the assumption of identical repetition is an idealization. In reality, technology changes, prices change, and renewable cycles do not stay identical forever. A more sophisticated analysis would model future cycles with growing or shrinking cash flows. Second, The chain perpetuity formula assumes constant discount rates. In a world of changing rates, you would use a more general multi-period present value approach. Third, taxes, depreciation, and salvage values complicate the picture in practice. But the core insight, that you must compare on a like-for-like time horizon, remains the same in all cases. So when do you actually use this in the real world? Anywhere you have an asset that wears out and needs replacement. Machinery, vehicles, IT equipment, real estate, patents and licenses with finite life, insurance policies that auto-renew, production lines. Anytime the question is which option, repeated indefinitely, gives me the most value, this framework is exactly what you need. It is one of the most underused tools in basic capital budgeting, and it can flip a decision completely on its head. A quick recap. Two projects of different lifespans cannot be compared by single-cycle NPV alone. If the project is one-off, single-cycle NPV is the answer. If the project repeats, you must compare either chain perpetuity NPV or equivalent annual annuity. Both methods give the same answer. The shorter, faster cycling project often wins on the repeated basis, even if it loses on the single-cycle basis. That is the elegant, sometimes counterintuitive logic of comparing across different time horizons. So next time you see two investment options with different durations, do not just pick the higher NPV. Ask, will this be repeated? If yes, convert to chain NPV or EAA before choosing. That single extra step has saved companies billions, and it can save you from making expensive, decision-flipping mistakes. Now you have the tool. Use it the next time you have to choose between a fast cycle and a slow cycle.